do a case study. I've been working with the Jiddu language project since 2018, but it started in 1951. You know that the Jiddu and the Digil people live on the southwest. They're farmers and they're herders, and they love their Jiddu cows. Southwest state is made up of Bai, Bacol, and the Lower Shebele, one of 6 federal states, southwest. And the Jiddu live in the Shebele Hose, Lower Shebele region. This should be the breadbasket of Somalia between the 2 rivers. But you remember that terrible famine in 2011 and 12, and so many families came to Mogadishu as IDPs. But this is where the linguistic diversity is, guys. If you look at the map, here's our beloved Afmaimai, and that's the language that unites the region. But we've also got Jiddu, Tuni, Garre, Dabare, Mushungulu down here, even some Swahili, Kiswahili spoken down along the coast, Bajuni, and so forth. Let me play for you just a quick proverb. Okay, so we're already late, so I won't go too slow. I won't try to walk and catch up. I'll run quickly. So the research problem is endangered languages. Jiddu is considered endangered because it's no longer normal that the children are learning and using this language. To me, that's sad. There's actually 5 endangered languages in Somalia, the ones that we have mentioned. So how did I get involved in this project? Well, it started on 9/11/2001. That was the day when there was a refugee IOM flight coming to Minnesota. The Sultan Alio Ibro, was coming to Minnesota to World Relief. And because we welcomed him at our refugee resettlement, we became friends. And he asked me before he died, he said, Michael, will you help my brother, Salim, improve and expand the Jiddu Somali English Dictionary? Will you help us preserve our ethnic and linguistic heritage as indigenous people? So I've done that, and this was my thesis, showing that this project started in writing in 1951 with Martino Moreno from the Italian government. And then this was written in German, actually, Der Dialekt der Jiddu, in 1981. And then I've been working closely with Dr. Giorgio Banti. He sends his greetings, by the way. I was just with him in Rome, and he sent us a book in Afmaimai. He's so generous, and he's helped me so much in this project. This is the dictionary that Professor Salim published in 1998 in Australia with over 2,000 words. Now, we've reached more than 4,000, but the goal is 10,000 entries. So I did have the privilege to visit Kuntumware in 2015. That was a wonderful time there. In 2018, we published the app. So now we have the Jiddu dictionary online. We've tried to do, sometimes it's too dangerous for me to go to Somalia, so my Somali friends will come to Nairobi and we can do a training there. We published the dictionary with again in 2018, and we sent 50 copies back to Somalia. And President Farmajo, he asked for a copy for his dictionary. Also, Mohammed Abdi Warre of Hirshabelle, and our dear Abdi Aziz Mohammed Lafta Garen. So reviewing the literature for this was reversing language shift. Why is it so hard to save threatened languages? Can threatened languages be saved? That's the question before us. The theoretical framework that I suggest and that I follow is community-based language and identity development. Community-based. That means to be sustainable, the community must have ownership. The community must be the driver. The community must invest resources. And we have to remember that multilingual is normal. Assessing linguistic ecology is vital. This is the vision that I've adopted from my friends at SIL, the Summer Institute of Linguistics. We long to see people flourishing in community using the languages, plural, that they value the most. So I've been following this book, Sustaining Language Use, and the Sustainable Use Model. How do we transmit life-crucial knowledge to the future generations? How do we sustain our identity? How do we transmit that essential knowledge to the future generations? So I got this story from the Cameroon in Africa. Imagine you have a goat and you have a garden. Now the goat is very good because the goat gives you what? Milk, meat. But what happens if the goat gets untied and gets inside the garden? Okay, so let's imagine that the goat could represent Mahatri. Okay, Mahatri is good. It serves a purpose for business, for education, for travel. But that goat needs to be tied up and kept in its place. You don't want that goat to come inside your beautiful flower garden or your vegetable garden and eat everything, right? Okay, keep that goat tied up. So what are the next steps in this journey of language development? Language and identity. In conclusion, I want to say that the problem is potential loss of cultural identity and the danger of declining language use among the children. Joshua Fishman coined this phrase, intergenerational disruption. Intergenerational disruption. We have to keep the generations together. You need to keep talking to Hoyo, keep talking to Awowe, keep talking to your uncles Ader, Abdi, because the children should honor the mother and father, and the parents should teach the children so that this precious, precious culture is not lost. It's a big challenge. It's a crisis. Is it possible? It's not possible with us humans, but with God, all things are possible. Since the 91 collapse, Somalia has been called one of the most complex and protracted humanitarian crises in the world. So, my brothers and sisters, Walalio, is there a vision for language development, even as our youth are struggling to get jobs and make a living, to get married and have their own children? How many parents are nurturing their children in the language? We're facing multiple, simultaneously urgent and complex challenges. Is there a holistic development approach that can implement language development into all 17 of those goals that you showed us? I think so. We have to find a way. Language development as a leverage for economic development, and actually language development for solving urgent problems such as maternity health care, midwifery, so on. Just for fun, let's watch a Jiddu poem. I'll play about 1 minute. All right, this is Ali Madoe, a poet from the Jiddu tribe. Afjidu Matakan. In fact, they don't even call it Afjidu, they call it AG. And so different, but so beautiful. Just to give you a quick translation, what was he saying? He said the mullah, or the sheikh, who memorized the Holy Quran, who wakes up in the middle of the night and stood up according to the Sunnah and prayed with hands raised to Allah for prosperity to prevail and evil to be pardoned. Is he the same as that cursed person who breaks in, stealing from families and finishing them totally? No, it's not the same. Sorry, I'm getting a little worked up here, but it's up to you, my brothers and sisters, in your community. As Professor Salim says, Hon illahi rali hayate. And sorry, I forgot to replace the I's with our new symbol for the schwa. We'll fix that orthography. But God willing, what will be the future of Afmaimai? What will be the future of our Somali indigenous languages? What are your goals? Do you share this vision for a legacy of language development for the future generations? Will we unite to preserve your ethnic and linguistic heritage as indigenous peoples? If you're willing, I'm willing. Friends and colleagues, I'm at your service. Thank you very much.